Good morning, guys. It is 7:15. I left my house about a half hour ago. I was laying in bed trying to wake up for the morning, and I got an elusive deliver that order. It's nothing big deal. It's just $20. But I was wondering if anybody does deliver that like on the regular, because I don't have many. Like, I have 300 and almost 50 delivered orders, but for deliver that, I think I have 15 maybe. And I started them at the same time. I don't know if you guys can hear me with the windows down. So I don't hear great things about deliver that. I used to, but now I feel like everybody that used to make content for deliver that and praise them on how much money that they made are now kind of jumping ship. I feel like they're all going to delivered or back to DoorDash or whatever. So I was wondering if any of you did deliver that, because I was going to take the test. I had emailed them, I don't know, about 6 months ago, asking where I was, like what kind of driver that I was, because very, very rarely do I see something like the day before. It's usually an hour before. So she sent me a test to take, but I thought that you couldn't take that test until you had 25 deliveries. So does anybody know how that works? I don't know. Is it worth it for me? I've heard that this test is next to impossible to pass the first time. So I don't know. I was going to do a little more research on it, but I was wondering if any of you did deliver that. And how many other catering apps do you actually use? I'm going to tell you, I have obviously delivered. Sorry, there's way more traffic this early in the morning than I thought there would be. Deliver that, I have delivered, obviously, and obviously Zifty. I have Jackrabbit, not a fan of them. They steal tips, that I know. There's just no question, because there's orders on there that I know tip more than what they do. Plus, they have multiple companies under them. So, like, there's something, I don't even know what it is, lunch something or another. They take a fee from you for every delivery that you do. But again, I don't know if they told me that. I thought I was just signing up for Jackrabbit, so I don't know what happened. Then there's another one on there that I will take, but I can't remember their name either. And they don't take anything, but they don't get a lot of orders. But when you see the order on the Cartwheel app for Jackrabbit, you don't know who it is. My only saving grace is the other one that I do like that's underneath them texts me every time they send an order to say, could you do this? So at least I know it's them, because I saved their number in my phone. But I'm really not a fan of Jackrabbit. I wanted to be, but I'm really not, because I think that they're a little shady. They have some kind of Zoom call every week about wanting you to go into restaurants to try to get them to be direct partners with them. And if you do that, you get a percentage of all of the orders that come out of that restaurant, allegedly. I don't believe anything. And I would never, ever, with the exception of Delivered, I would do it for Delivered. I would not do that for any other app, because it's not that I don't like Zifty. I love Zifty. I make pretty decent money on them. I just hate the fact that you don't know where you're going. Yesterday, I was telling PJ on his live last night, my husband went downtown. Now, we live in the burbs. He had to pick up the order by us. It was $600 from Potbelly, and it filled his whole car. The whole entire, he has an Equinox. Filled the whole thing for $600. It was, I believe what PJ was saying, that it was a Jersey Mike's order. So it was a direct Jersey Mike's order. It wasn't an Easy Cater order. And after I sat and thought about it, after what PJ said, it was 100 box lunches that they said was $600 worth of food. Box lunches are at least minimum $10, and you know that they're more than that, but at minimum it would be $10 if they got some kind of discount. That's $1,000. way different than $600. And his car was completely filled. After that, he did a Zifty for $1,300 and he had 3 bags. Not full at all. So I don't understand that, but that's neither here nor there. The Zifty was delivering downtown, and downtown is tricky with parking, as any big city downtown would be. So he called just to see if they could tell him where it was going. I'm pretty good at, and I was actually right, I'm pretty good about pinpointing on the Zifty map where it's delivering. So I kind of knew the building. I just didn't know where he would have to park. So they wouldn't tell him, but they did send him the delivery instructions that said he had to go in the alley and then go on the loading dock and up to the floor. But I don't get at all why they won't give you the delivery address. You're going there. They say it's for security purposes. Who are you trying to protect? We're going there. So what is the big deal of letting us know where we're going? Again, I am pretty good at, now downtown is a little iffy, but I did figure that one out. But if it's in the burbs or like in a residential area, not like a downtown area, I can pretty much figure it out. So I don't understand that. And that's my biggest beef with them, is we need to know all of the information in order to accept an order. If I'm going someplace where there is 0 parking downtown, I don't care how much you pay me. I am not going. Or if I have to go down underground to Lower Wacker, now I know Lower Lake, I will not be, unless you're paying me $500. And that's even iffy, because it stresses me out. No one understands. I don't even think my husband truly understands how much it stresses me out, that I can't do it. So I feel like we need all of that information, and they don't give it to us, and it's just not right. If they gave us that information, they would be up there with delivered for me. But I just don't get it. I was shocked that they gave him the delivery instructions, but I was very thankful they did, because then I was able to, because I was doing my own thing. So sometimes if it's downtown, we'll go together so that somebody can stay in the car and not have it get towed. He doesn't worry as much about that. I stress the second I walk out of my car downtown, I stress the whole entire time that when I get back, it's not going to be there. But if they did that, they would be great. Back to Jackrabbit. Just not a fan. Don't really like them. Don't know why they hound. I mean, every week they send me this thing. I've gone on one time for maybe 10 minutes and I realized like what it was. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. I don't work with them enough to know their work ethic. And I'm glad I didn't, because I don't like it. But that's neither here nor there. Then there's a tiny little app called Ding Dong To Go, which I do like them a lot. They don't get larger orders. They say that they do, but not very often, but I've never seen one. But they're just your normal average, $20 to $50 orders. But when I don't have anything else, or I can stack something with that, I do like them. So if you guys have Ding Dong To Go in your area, I would really try to sign up for them, because they are, out of all the smaller ones, they're probably the most decent one. They don't charge you for anything. They're upfront with everything. They're on Cartwheel. So sometimes the food total doesn't come through, but I ask them and they give it to me every time, because there's been some really bad orders that I just told them I can't do, like $900 worth of food for $40. I'm like, sorry, I can't do it. So who else is there? Skipcart, who I get some catering orders on. I get a lot of lunch orders on, and of course 7-Eleven owns them, so there's a ton of 7-Eleven orders, which I hate doing. The 7-Eleven one of the 7-Elevens closer to where we live, it goes to this sketchy apartment that I hate doing. And then who else is there? There's Bolt Delivery. They charge you, so be careful with that. I found that one out the hard way. They have a lot of Indiana orders, so I obviously don't do many of them, but I did do one that was closer to my house, and they charged me a fee. So if you're going to charge me then show it on the offer or do something. Let me know that you're doing this so that I don't, like, it's unexpected. Like, I just be upfront. I don't understand why everybody has to hide everything. I know I'm missing some. Let's see on my phone. There's another, no, maybe that's all of them. So are there any other that you guys, then there's the Coriel one that I made the video on that they absolutely 1000% admitted it. I have the text message where they admitted it. They don't take your tips, they just take a percentage of what you're making, which is basically taking your tips. So, and I think they caught on to something because I kept them just so that I could see they get a lot of the better orders. They get CBOE, they get Redmayne, they get all the high paying tips. I don't know how, I don't know what's going on with them, but I said in my video that I was keeping them so that I could see what they get, so I'm not looking for it on the other apps. And now the second they send the text, it's gone. All of the, unless they're just not getting anything. I don't know, unless it's an automatic text and they're not getting much, but to this day, every single morning they have dropped orders every morning. And I don't get it because these orders are from the good companies that tip, even though I know it's not coming through as that. But still, why take the order if you're just going to keep dropping them? I don't understand how they're still in business with ezCater because their orders consistently dropped. And I'm talking like last minute, so these orders are late. But anyways, all of this was to ask, do you deliver that? Do you think it's profitable? Should I try to take as many of them as I can? Plus, Deliver That Now is in a partnership with Stan's Donuts. I don't know if they're nationwide. I think that they are, but I'm not sure. And they're $7 orders. $7 that they're paying you to go pretty far. Now, Stan's isn't far from me, but it's not close. It's like a 15-minute drive for $7. And then to go another like 10 to 15 miles from there, absolutely not. I don't know how they're getting taken. I don't understand it. But as much as I complain sometimes about ezCater, sometimes it's great having those orders because you have that guaranteed tip in there. But let me know if you do them, if they've slowed down in your area, because I'm telling you, every single Deliver That content creator driver is now like jumping ship. And you can tell it because all of their orders or their videos are of DoorDash or Delivered or Zifty or something else, when all of it used to be Deliver That. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if ezCater is trying to restructure things. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you can like and subscribe if you're not. If you are, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will chat with you guys later.